refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're here at the Origin Gym, Rainham, home of the Rainham Boxing Club, home of boxing for Mr. Mark Tibbs. How are you, Mark?
Lovely, thanks, Joe. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. See you about last week here and there, but didn't actually quite get a chance to catch up with you, so I thought I'd come down today. Thank you very much for having me. Some great sparring with Joe, Bartel, Johnny Fisher doing some S&C, and as always, the gym's thriving.
Yes, we've been really, really busy. Lucky enough, all the boys and girls have had dates, and yeah, so keeps us all busy.
We'll start off with the most recent announcement. June 10th, Big Johnny Fisher's out. Back in London, should be a great night for all the Bosch soldiers, but where your point of interest is the boxing. Eddie spoke to us a couple of weeks ago and said it potentially might be a title fight. Since then, I spoke to Johnny. He said probably going to be one more 8-rounder, and you're happy with that? Just a nice and steady build still.
Very happy. This is why look. He's had his first 8-rounder. It ain't gone 8 rounds. He's had 8 fights. He sells mountains of tickets, as I keep saying, and he's got to go through the process like everyone else. A couple of 8s. You know what I mean? And a couple of 3-8s, see where we go from there. Still
young. He said he wants a 10-rounder by the end of the year. Is that realistic?
100%. Yeah, for sure. Even a title fight before the end of the year.
And obviously, after his last win, he went to Mexico. He enjoyed a nice break. He said it was a long camp, the one before. But happy with him in the gym, back performing, getting ready. I think he's got 6 weeks to go.
Yeah, he's been ticking over. We went out to Poland to do some other boxing business over there. He joined me over there. He had done bits and pieces over there, a bit of track work, a bit of sparring, bits of everything. So he's just been waiting for his date to be announced, and then we've started picking things up again. But he's what I've done with John. I'm going to get him some high quality heavyweight sparring or cruiserweight sparring this camp. So he can feel and learn on the job, feel the experience. You get me? Yeah. So it will make him breathe a little bit more because of the higher quality that's in front of him. It will make him probably act. He's still got to be offensive, but he's got to nevertheless be defensive in the process as well. You get me?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's what I want to do with him. And I've started sparring a little bit earlier than I normally do, but not too much. So little and often, and we've got 7 weeks out. So, yeah.
Obviously, you're no stranger to letting your fighters go out and spar. Obviously, Johnny Fisher's been out to Vegas helping Joe Joyce in the past, and great for Tommy Fletcher. He's flown out to Dubai, get some quality sparring in, and for such a young prospect with high hopes in the sport, obviously, anyone who's seen him knows how good he is and knows how good he's got the potential to be. But great experience to get quality sparring in somewhere like Dubai.
Absolutely. Tommy Fletcher is a quality fighter. He's only 21 years of age, can punch with either hand, and he's a star in the making, and he's got the opportunity. He should have gone to Las Vegas last month with Joe Joyce. Something weren't quite right with his vaccinations, and he's got another opportunity to go to Dubai. So listen, as long as it's all handled in the right process, he'll grow from it. Yeah.
I was speaking to John Hedges on Saturday night. He was gutted about obviously probably being out until hopefully the end of the year. He'll be back. Obviously he had an operation, but in the long term that's going to be better for him because it makes it steadier for when he's coming back and could come back strong. John Hedges.
But it's great timing for Hedges what he's done. He's had that niggle in his hand for some time now, and he's like a Rolls Royce. I keep saying it, without experience. Beautiful operator. He's going to be, I'm going to say it again, like Tyson Fury. I promise you, as long as he's got the desire and he's got the drive, he's going to be a star. Johnny Hedges is. He's just a smooth. He's a smooth operator. He's got great readability, and you know, he's going to get a little bit more offensive with confidence and maturity, and it's coming. He's really maturing, actually, really nice now.
From one smooth
He's got character, yeah.
From one smooth operator to another one, judging by today's sparring, Joel Bartel, he's really coming along, isn't he? I remember coming down probably 3-4 months ago. He was quite fresh to your gym. You was just kind of figuring out what he was about. You said you're excited about him, but you want to see a little bit more. It now looks like he's really developing into the style you want him to develop. He's had one fight. He's out again on the 20th of May. And we could have something exciting with Joel.
100%. I really believe in Joel because his amateur trainer brought him down to the Peacock gym many years ago, and I used him for sparring back then, and he was a fit machine back then. He was, you know, just always consistent, and then obviously his manager got in touch with me and asked would I have a look at him as a professional, and he was great. And he's going to be he is a box fighter. He can box. He likes to fight on the front foot. He's got big legs, but you know he can't fight everyone that's in front of him, especially when they're bigger. So he understands now. Give a bit of ground with the bigger ones, the big swingers or the big punchers or the bigger men, and give them a couple of rounds. Go on your back foot, chip away, and in the last 2 rounds, in the last couple of spars, he absolutely pounds into these big men, plows into them. He's going to be a real good on the eye to the boxing fans for sure. Joel the Beast Bartel.
I like it. And from a personal point of view, it's kind of with this gym when you moved here. I think it's probably like coming up to 2 years ago now to Raynham. It was kind of a new stable for you, a little bit of a fresh start. I'm sure you won't mind me saying, but that's developing now. They're starting to get probably like 5, 6, 7 fights under their belt. Joel's coming. You've managed to get a world champion in Ebony, which we'll come on to. So from a personal point of view, how much self-satisfaction do you get from this growing stable with, well, starting to get a bit of momentum behind it?
Yeah, it's great. I'm happy you mentioned it, you know, because I just take it as it comes, and I'm a hard worker. I've always worked hard, and I try to be diligent in the process as well. So if you keep your nut down, believe in the people around you, you can make some noise and get shit done, so to speak.
I like it. Let's talk about Ebony. She's kind of in the recovery stages from that operation. Light training back in. Hopefully get her out by the end of the summer.
I hope so. She's been in and out the gym for, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks, and I had a telephone call with her recently because I had a lot of time to chat with her, and I'm hoping that we can have a conversation and get a plan nailed down. And then let's start. I'm expecting to have a voluntary. She deserves a voluntary, 100%. And because the last 2 fights, I don't think a lot of people had a lot of faith in her, and she'd done the business. And she's done the business, so I think she's due a voluntary, and let's start trying to unify. Why not? I'm excited.
Do you think yourself and Ebby will have one eye on the winner of Nina Hughes and Shannon Courtney for that unification?
Well, I've got to have 2 eyes on that fight. Yeah.
So
when is it?
That's same night as Johnny Fisher. Same bill.
That's it. I know I see it on the posters. Yeah.
Just a few quick ones, Mark, before we close up. Got announced this week that Chris Eubank Jr. will be rematching Liam Smith. Big shock result in the first fight. Were you pleased to see that rematch rather than the Eubank-Ben fight?
I'm really happy to see it, to tell the truth, because Junior wasn't very happy with the stoppage. So, listen, I think it's a big fight again. It's a big fight for us boxing fans and for them 2 fighters. I think they deserve that again. And let's see what the outcome is with a rematch. And He's superly skilled, Smith, and he's super skilled and timing and distance and readability, proper fighter. And I think Eubank Jr will chuck the kitchen sink at him this time straight away. And I think we're going to be in for a surprise, that's for sure.
Obviously, in the past...
When I mean surprise, not a shock or anything like that. I think he's going to be difficult to beat, Smith. It's different fight. But I think Smith is... unless Eubank can come up with something, I think Smith probably has got his number.
Eddie come out probably about a month ago now and said that the Eubank-Ben fight was back on, and that looked like that could be a possibility. But with the controversy behind that fight, are you pleased that boxing got the Smith fight rather than the Ben fight?
Either or either, I would have been excited about them fights. Yeah, I've got to say.
Big fights.
Yeah, either or either. Listen, either or either, I would have been excited about them fights. But listen, you know, we've just seen Garcia and Tank, and so the big fights are coming, and this I consider a big fight, and I'm glad they're two British fighters. And I like Eubank. I like him. He, for some reason, he rubs a lot of people up the wrong way. I like him. I think he's well spoken. He's very smart and articulate. And but I do feel that he could have been better on himself years ago if he'd have listened to his experienced coaches, and he would have been a better fighter for it. And but he's a good fighter. He's a good entertainer, and he's a fighting man. And so is Smith, and Smith's got it in his blood, isn't he? Yeah. Smith's got it in his blood, and yeah, I like Smith. I like the whole family, and you know, all boxing people. I've got to say, whether they've got bad reputations or not, when you meet them in real life, they're all proper.
Well, the big fights keep on rolling. Next week it's Canelo. He takes on another Brit in John Ryder. This time a homecoming in Mexico. Just how much of a chance do you give John Ryder? And no matter what he does out there, he's one of them fighters that have kind of served British boxing and deserves that opportunity for a big fight.
100%. It's well overdue, John Ryder, in a big fight like this, and good luck to him. He's a proper fighting man, and strong, and so he's got every chance to cause an upset. But it is a big task. We know that, but you know he's going to go in there and leave it in there. You know that, and as I say, you know, we're all getting old. Everyone's getting old, and we're all on the same clock. And who knows? Canelo could be dipping. We hope he is.
100.
Good luck to Ryder. I hope he does it.
Mark, you've been around the sport obviously for a very long time. You know how the game works, but are we going to get this heavyweight tournament in Saudi Arabia? And more importantly, how good would it be for boxing if it did come off with Fury, USYK, Wilder, AJ?
Yeah. It sounds good. I've not really asked too many questions about it. One of you guys mentioned it to me the other day, and so I don't really want to comment on it because I'm not too sure what it's all about.
Did you see Dillian White and Martin Bacoli clash last week? And all fun and games with Dillian, and certainly Martin, but what did you make of that?
Nah, I'll be honest with you. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Dillian in them sort of scenarios because I don't know why it made me chuckle. It made me laugh, and not that I found it funny, but it was nice to see and hear. But he's chasing him. He's chasing a fight with Dillian, isn't he? Chasing a fight with Dillian.
Take you back to them old days where you're throwing mics at presses at Derek Chisora, tables flying everywhere. You know what you get with Dillian, and that's carnage.
Yeah. No, he's good, old Dillian. He's good. He's tried to get him up them stairs, didn't he? Out the way of no one was about.
Mark, I think that just about covers everything. Thank you very much as ever for having me down here today. And anything else you'd like to mention? Any sponsors you'd like to thank? Obviously, Origin and that.
Just want to say a big thanks to Origin Gym for always being so hospitable to me in this space that I've been using for a very long while now. Be Superhuman, who are always quality operators and assist myself with feeling good, and IVs and vitamin B's injections and cryo chambers, etc. West One Limited, who is a long-term friend and sponsor of myself, and yeah, so I've got a lot of Man Skips is my wife's cousins, so they're all we're a good team up here, and we stick together and we do what we've got to do to get work done.
Great way to finish it. Let's get work done. Mark Tibbs, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV.
Thanks very much. Cheers,
Cheers,
Joe.
mate.
Good man, mate. Much appreciated.
It's all right, wasn't it? Yeah.
Lovely, I think.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt wins. Right, the bouncer's guilt win.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,